Hi, and welcome to my video. My name is Michael, and I'm the developer of Light Manual Muscle Relaxation. It's a system I developed for ultra-marathon runners and walkers, and because it was developed over thousands of miles, it's a system where for recovery, anything else is a luxury or not necessary. And I say this because I use nothing else apart from the system with my ultra long distance runners and walkers. Light Manual Muscle Relaxation is a 4-in-1 leg recovery system, and while it's got down sporting terminology here, recovery is recovery whether it's in sport or whether it's in areas out of sport, such as people who are on long flights and they sit there for hours without moving. And this is very bad because it can cause certain problems. And the intention is, apart from prevention of injury during an activity or after an inactivity, such as sitting for hours in airline seats, the intention is to get someone back to their normal range of movement and lifestyle as quickly and easily with as least inconvenience as possible. In most airlines, the seats in economy class are pretty poor if you're sitting down for such a long time, and you spend many hours stuck in one little position and with barely enough room to move and stretch your legs. It's generally the idea that to prevent leg problems and getting too stiff, that you get up and walk around. But it's a bit of a problem doing that, because if you have 400 or 500 people walking around at once, it can be very dangerous. And as is reported in lots of newspapers, occasionally an airline will basically drop out of the sky, and lots of people are injured during that because they're not strapped into their seats. Sitting can cause problems with the ankles, and most people know that when you're sitting in an airline seat and for hours without moving, the main problem you do get is that the ankles and feet swell, making it impossible to actually put your shoes on because the feet are so swollen. And you'll also discover a mark around the ankle where the sock is, and what that is, where the used blood has gone down to the legs and not coming back up. As it sits there, fluid leaves the blood and flows into the tissue spaces around the ankles, and so this is what this is. And because it's not being pumped away fast enough, because the legs are just sitting there without moving, the ankles swell up. This also can be dangerous for some people because they can get what's usually referred to as economy class syndrome, and they call it that because so many people have got so little room to move. But actually anyone who flies or sits down without moving for hours can get it. When I went on a long trip from Australia to Europe, I did the same as many other people in economy class, And this is the result on my leg, where I actually got deep vein thrombosis. And if you see the difference between this leg, it seems relatively normal except for the swelling, and this leg that's bright red, and it's swollen, and it's hot to touch. And this can make a difference to you, and if any of those clots break away, you can finish up very sick or even die from that. The causes of deep vein thrombosis can be many reasons. People who have family history, taking drugs and medical conditions for high blood pressure, the pill, who have poor circulation or recent operations, also get deep vein thrombosis, and they're more apt to be able to develop it. But for people without that, simply not moving the legs in flight can make a difference. In normal circulation, there should be a constant flow of used blood for fresh blood. So fresh blood goes through the arteries down to the legs and down to the feet, and the veins bring it back up. And to do this, though, it's reliant on a system called the calf muscle pump. The calf muscles act as the main motors for a pump that takes the used blood back up the legs again. And if you're not moving, the motors are simply not working. So it just sits down there and just can develop into the problems that we've just seen. Reasons why working the legs in flight may be overlooked: lack of knowledge on how to approach it, no equipment to do it with, no partner to do it on or with. Really, there's nowhere to work, so people consider it as just too hard or maybe embarrassing to be doing something when no one else around them is. And this is a problem, but it's a problem that can also kill you because of the embarrassment of doing it. Recovery during flight and after the flight need not be difficult, and it needn't take very little time to do, so it doesn't need to be complicated. You don't need equipment, except if you're sitting in your aircraft seat and you are going to do this, you just need a strap. You don't need a partner or a room to work, and you don't need to disrobe, so there's no embarrassment about that. This is my working area in Montreal at the World Running Distance Championships, where I lost all my stuff on the airline, and my work area was this area here, and I lived and worked off that for 24 hours to look after my people. And this is your in-flight working area, but you can turn your micro seat space into a micro gym, and here's where the use of the strap comes in. Light Manual Muscle Relaxation is a tested recovery system. It's physiologically based and recommended by many endurance, running and walking record holders. The benefits of using Light Manual Muscle Relaxation: there's no disrobing, no body heat loss, no complicated hand skills needed, no equipment needs to be carried except for the strap, no massage oil is needed, simple to do, and it's light, so there's no contribution to muscle injuries. For recovery after the flight, as well as trying to prevent problems in flight, anywhere can become your mini recovery area. I show this because this area here is actually a horse training rink in Denmark, where I was demonstrating this, but it can be your lounge room, it can be your hotel room, motel room. Anywhere you can lie down can be turned into a mini recovery centre after the flight, so you can be up and walking as quickly as possible. And here's what different people say about Light Manual Muscle Relaxation. The Australian Centurion Race walkers I work with every year, and I'm there for a full 24 hours. Jesper, a world runner. Cliff Young, an ultra marathoner I developed the system with. Light Manual Muscle Relaxation is a safe, simple, effective recovery system for leg soreness and stiffness. It allows legs to recover from their run, walk, or even sitting without interfering with the body's own natural recovery processes, so that you can get there much quicker and walking and enjoying your trip or whatever you've gone on your long flight for as quickly as possible.